Why are sports important? Why do we dedicate hours of our day to sit down and watch dozens of men who we don't know play a game? Why do we spend hundreds of dollars on clothing and merchandise? Why do we cheer when they win? Why do sports make us cry? There's only one thing I love as much as movies: sports. Specifically hockey and football, but I do have a fondness for baseball, and especially baseball movies. Now it's funny, I've always thought that sports got a bad rap by the wider artistic communities, such as the film people, literature people, art people, etc. It's kind of seen as lower class, vulgar, trashy, and worst of all, having no artistic value. I think these are false. In my opinion, sports are art. In my opinion, art is anything that moves you. Not move you physically, but moves you emotionally or spiritually and stuff like that. In some ways, sports do this better than anything else. Some grown men will go their whole life only crying twice: when their parents die and when their favorite team finally wins the championship. How can you not call that art? Now, what does all this have to do with the 1989 movie Field of Dreams? A film about a man who builds a baseball field for a bunch of ghosts. Well, it's simple really. Field of Dreams encapsulates what makes sports important. It's actually kind of funny. Usually when you think of a sports movie, you think of the story of a team of underdogs overcoming the odds and being the super team. Think David versus Goliath. But in Field of Dreams, there's none of that in the way you would expect. Instead of an underdog team, we just have a man, Ray, who's just trying to make a good life for his family while still wanting to keep his field up. Ray is David. Goliath is all the difficulties in life: financial troubles, political and philosophical debates, familial problems, and so much more. This movie mixes the best aspects of films and sports. It's beautifully shot, the actors are on point, and the score is touching. And the emotions that sports make you feel are all in there and present. This movie has a very melancholic feeling about it at times, and very optimistic at others. Talk to any sports fan, and that's exactly how it feels to cheer for a team going through its ups and downs. They make us feel in ways that nothing else can. Next up, I want to talk about why I think baseball is the best sport to portray these ideas on film. Even as I've said before, baseball is not my favorite sport, but it is the sport that, in my opinion, can move mountains. You can't talk about American culture without talking about baseball. It's literally engraved in our language. There's dozens of phrases, even more, that we speak every day, things like out of left field, struck out, up to bat, home run, threw a curveball, and I can go on and on and on. There is so much. While baseball is not as big as it used to be, obviously, it will always be America's pastime. Get any person to sit down and watch a baseball game, and they will easily understand how it works by the end of it. In my opinion, watching baseball is like reading a book. Really, Field of Dreams, you could have just subbed in any other sport, changed a few lines around, and it would still have made sense. But it would not have been as good or had the same impact that using baseball did. As Billy Beane once said, how can you not be romantic about baseball? This next section might be considered a bit controversial, but I don't care. I have opinions I think are worth saying. Most people know that the majority of sports fans and players are men. We don't have to make this an issue about gender, it's just true. Now, it's hard to find actual studies on this. When you Google share of sports fans by gender, all the results are specifically about women's sports. But in one study I found, it says that 44% of men are avid sports fans and only 14% of women are avid sports fans. So objectively, it is true. More men on average like sports compared to women. Because of this, sports easily become a bonding point between fathers and sons. And as anyone with a father would know, it's sometimes not the easiest for them to show their emotions. But sports are a good way for fathers to connect with their sons in an emotional way. This is a focal point in Field of Dreams. Ray and his father don't really get along. One thing they both love is baseball. And unfortunately, when Ray and his father have a falling out, he actually uses this to attack his father, commenting about how his hero, Shoeless Joe Jackson, is actually a criminal. This is one of the last things Ray said to his father. He died before Ray could reconcile with him, and this is something that he grew to deeply regret. And after he finally builds his field, and the players start coming, he realizes that his father is one of them. And with the power of baseball, they're able to play catch again and reconnect. Hey everybody, I just want to say a quick thank you for watching this little video. I wanted to talk about Field of Dreams for a while. I think it's a beautiful movie. But I also had some more broader opinions about sports and art that I also wanted to share. And I figured they connected really well and actually made a lot of sense to make them kind of into the same video on the same topic. So yeah, if you disagree with me, feel free to leave your opinion in the comments. I want to hear it. But yeah, I think sports are beautiful and I think they should be respected more. And I hope that maybe I change your mind. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.